We'll get started in about 2 minutes. We will be recording today's session as well, so if you know anyone who wanted to attend but wasn't able to, please send them our way. We can always get the recording out to them so that they can review at their leisure. Okay, thanks so much for joining. I want to start today by introducing Councilmember Blumenfield to kick off our session for us. Councilmember, if you're able to unmute and turn on your camera if you're able, we'll pass the mic to you.
I don't know if you can hear me, but it says I cannot start the video because the host has stopped it. So if there's some way you can adjust that.
I'll get that going if you want to begin.
Should I go without video? Just start. I'm trying to click the video.
You should be able to turn your camera on now.
There we go. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Bob Blumenfield. I'm your city council member, especially if you live in Canoga Park, Reseda, Winnetka, Woodland Hills, or Tarzana. Really, thank you so much for taking the time to tune into this LA Optimized webinar. I know business owners are very busy people, and this program was initially designed to help our small businesses who were affected by COVID. And while we know many of our businesses are still building back, and this program is going to help, I also think the benefits of this program are much further reaching and can help with a long-term growth as well. During COVID, consumer behavior changed. More people were shopping online or ordering food to go through the apps. And a lot of that consumer behavior seems to have shifted permanently. And I'm really excited about the opportunities that LA Optimized offers to help our local businesses compete in an increasingly digital marketplace. So I'm happy to host this webinar today to help give you a detailed overview of LA Optimized programs and hopefully convince you to sign up and take advantage of its resources. And of course, after today's webinar, I'll be hosting an application workshop at my office in Reseda. That's this Friday on the 27th from 11 to 4. Please stop in anytime during these hours, and we'll have the LA Optimized team on site to help you work through any questions or concerns that you might have. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'm going to pass it along to Carlos to get into all the good stuff. So Carlos, thank you so much for being here today and allowing me to help kick off this program.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Blumenfield. Appreciate the support. Thank you for your help. I'll go ahead and share my screen, Jill. Let's see if we make that work. And you all tell me whether you can see that screen right now. Can you see the screen? LA Optimize 2.0? Yeah, are we good?
We're good, thanks.
Awesome, thank you. Well, welcome everybody. As the council member Blumenfield mentioned, we are here to chat and introduce you to the LA Optimize 2.0 program. This is a City of Los Angeles initiative. And during the course of our conversation, we hope to encourage you to register your company and participate, see if you qualify for the program. We'll go through the presentation first, and then we'll turn our attention to the Q&A. We have plenty of time for Q&A. Feel free to put any questions you have on the chat, and Jill will manage that as we go through it. So with that having said, let's go ahead and jump into the program. As we mentioned a few moments ago, the pandemic really highlighted the challenges that many small businesses faced during COVID and since trying to recover from the pandemic. A lot of the challenges relate to serving customers online, as many customers are doing their shopping digitally or visiting shops and businesses online before they visit, or they check their Google reviews or Yelp reviews. We want to make sure that small businesses have as many advantages as possible to compete in this new digital marketplace. And that is really the reason behind Optimize 2.0. We want to close that digital divide by assisting the small business community have a higher presence online, in social media, e-commerce, however it is that you operate your small business. Once you sign on to the site and you fill out the application form, you'll see that the Optimize program, through operators such as my company and another operator, will be connecting with you, to make sure that you're qualified, and we'll talk about qualifications in a few minutes, and make sure that we have the benefits, we have the programs that will assist your business get to the next level. So we will work with you on a one-on-one basis, providing assistance in the creation of a digital marketing plan. A lot of business owners recognize that they need to have a digital game, but it always tends to fall to the wayside. It's just one more thing that needs to be done by that business operator. So we want to make sure that we help you create a digital plan that's easy for you to implement and put together for your business on an ongoing basis. If you have a website, we will work on it with you, make sure that it's optimized, make sure that all your links are working. Or if you do not have a website, or if you feel that the website that you currently have is obsolete and it's time to start over again, we will collaborate with you and help you. We will take the lead in putting together that website for your business. If you need a logo for your business or any kind of branding or graphic elements, we will work with you to generate it on your behalf so that you can utilize those assets in your website or in your social media. Something that we've heard is something that is of appeal to the business owners is search engine optimization, just making sure that their website ranks relatively high when folks are out there doing their Google search. And also the Google My Business presence. Whenever folks use Google Maps, your business may show up. You want to make sure that your operating hours are there, make sure that you show up, and make sure you have that digital presence for the business. Social media, as you all know, it's huge. That's where a lot of people find out about products, brands, neighborhood stores. We will be working with you on a one-on-one basis with one of our marketing coaches that will assist you in setting up your accounts. You may not know what account you want to have. Should it be TikTok? Should it be Instagram? Should it be LinkedIn? Our business coach will work with you and help identify what is the best platform for your business, help you create an account if needed. And if you already have an account, work with you to help you create content for your social media in a way that it doesn't take up all your time and in a way that is easy for you. That one-on-one marketing coaching, I think, is one of the greatest elements in this program. A lot of the times as you're here, there's a lot of webinars, but this is when you would be connecting one-on-one with one of our coaches. If you do not have images of your business to put in your website, to put in your social media, we will facilitate that as well. And we will coordinate with you having somebody from our team come out, take some photos, take some video, and feature that in those assets and website or social media, all of those elements. So the way that the program works, the way that you can, as a business owner, participate and qualify for the program, you see on the screen, there's a QR code. You can point your phone at it, or you can go into laoptimize.org. That's the homepage for this platform. You'll see a button that invites you to register. It either says register or apply now. And basically, you will fill out a form. Not too many questions. You do not need to upload any information, but basically having some of the basic details about you, your business, and how you are, how long you've been operating, and we'll go through some of those questions. These applications are then reviewed by the team for the city, make sure that you qualify, and then basically then we turn it over to the operators who will reach out, contact you, set time for an initial call, and kick off to determine what are the elements that you need for your business and how it is that we can assist you in providing you with the marketing assets and materials. And again, these services are free to the business owner community. There's no cost. This is being funded by the city of Los Angeles. And so there's really no cost for the participants at this time. Now, how does a company know that they qualify for the program? So there's a series of elements that a business must meet to qualify for the program. The very first one is that you must be based in the city of Los Angeles. This is not a county program, so we want to make sure that you're part of the city. You can certainly register in the site. However, once your address, zip code is checked, you would be notified whether you are part indeed of the city of LA. Your business must be operating prior to March 2020, which is when kind of like the official timing for the COVID-19 pandemic started. So this program is really not designed for the startup community or somebody that recently started their business. So we're looking to help companies that have been in business since 2020, and obviously that are currently open. So you have to have been in operation since before 2020 and have a currently operating business. You'll need to have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. So really anything from a loss of foot traffic to your business, or fewer sales, or supply chain issues. Really in any way that your business may have been impacted counts in terms of the eligibility for the program. Your business needs to have a valid BTRC, which is basically a City of Los Angeles business license. So make sure that you have a license, a business license for your business. If for some reason you do not currently have one, the easiest way to have one or acquire one, if you want some assistance, is to connect with one of the business source centers here in LA. There's nine or 10 of them in the city. And you see there, there's the email address for the business source centers are there. They can assist you with setting up your City of LA business license and make sure that you're in compliance. So if you have a license, amazing. And if you do not, the business source centers can be a useful resource for getting licensed in the city. In 2021, your business needs to have invoiced your business revenue less than $7.5 million. And you must be a for-profit business. Sometimes we have nonprofits apply for this program, but under the guidelines that were established, we have to be a for-profit business to be able to participate. And the city provides priority points. Basically means that you get to move to the head of the line if you meet certain requirements. If you are a business that operates in a Jedi zone, you are recognized for that. There's a website that you can look up whether you are in a Jedi zone. Here in the Valley, certain stretches of Van Nuys Boulevard, of Sherman Way, and Lancashire in North Hollywood. Certain stretches of those thoroughfares have been designated Jedi zones. So you can check on that website up on the screen whether your business is there. When you go to the application, there is a question that asks, are you based out of a Jedi zone? And you can mark whether you are or not. If you have been referred by a Business Source Center, that also gives you a priority score. I've included on here the website. If you're not aware of Business Source Centers, they're a great resource, no cost to you. If you're a business based in the city of LA, Business Source Centers can assist with everything from capital, access to capital, marketing, HR, workforce development. There's a lot of services that the Business Source Centers can provide you with. So if you're referred by one of these centers, basically you can mark that also in your application for the program. If you're a small business defined as 5 employees or fewer, you get priority points. And if you are a brick and mortar business as well, as opposed to somebody that works purely or sells their product strictly online, the city does recognize brick and mortar businesses as part of this program and gives them priority scores for that. The application window for the program is open right now. It started back on September 3rd. It's going to be open through October 4th. And this is right now the application window that the city has designated. So we would urge you to, the sooner you can, to go ahead and sign up for the program. We do have some limited slots in the number of small businesses that would be supported as part of the program. So our suggestion is to fill out the application sooner rather than later. Again, there's no information that needs to be uploaded. It's basically a self-reported document that you will be filling out. So it can be done relatively quickly. Probably better to do it on a laptop or a desktop rather than on your mobile device. But I've seen it done both ways. So definitely take advantage of that. If you're having any issues or if you have any questions regarding the application or about the program, you can send us an email, info@lacityoptimized.org. If you send that an email in here, it's being checked by the team, so you should be able to get an answer back in a couple of days. Any questions you may have regarding an application or any of the requirements that are attached to it. As the council member mentioned, we have an open house this Friday for anybody that needs assistance filling out the application form or any questions about the program. So this Friday, the 27th, between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m., we'll be at the council office in Reseda. So be sure to join us. If you have, again, any thoughts, any questions about the program, we'll be happy to discuss it with you and give you any assistance that we can for the program. As I mentioned earlier, there's 2 operators for the program, basically 2 companies that have been contracted by the city to assist small businesses. Leaf is one of the operators, and ourselves at Sherpa Marketing Solutions is the other. And that's my email address for Carlos Cordova. That's me right there. cordova@sherpa-marketing.com, and you can reach us at that 818 number. And you can also contact Leaf, who's the other operator, at that 626 number. So with that, that is the program overview. I will see if I can share the page for the program. So once you go into the page, this is the URL for the site. These are the details, and you can click on the Apply Now form to go through the program. Something that I did not mention earlier, but I do want to bring your attention to it. In addition to the eligibility questions that we talked about, being based in the city of LA, having your city of LA business license, their other point is that there's some ineligible businesses that are not basically covered to participate in the program. So anything that relates to the cannabis trade or check cashing, there's just a whole battery of business organizations, business types that wouldn't be able to participate in the LA Optimized program. So I just wanted to bring your attention to that, just in case there are some lines of work, lines of businesses that are not covered by the program. So with that really covers the scope of the program. I'll be happy to field any questions, Jill, if we have any in the chat, or we can jump ahead and if you want to open up the lines, we can definitely answer any thoughts, any questions that you'll have. Just want to leave you with that thought. October 4th, end of the day, is the deadline for applying for the program. And if you have any thoughts, any questions, email us or visit us on Friday the 27th. The council member has been quite graceful, and we're very grateful for having access to their offices on Friday. So definitely visit us in Reseda if you would like to catch up and learn more about the program. And with that, Jill, I'll go ahead and turn it back to you.
Thanks, Carlos. I don't see any questions in the chat, but if anyone wants to ask a question live, they're more than welcome to raise their hand and I can unmute you. And you can ask or type them into the Q&A chat and we can answer them live as well.
While we wait for any questions to go in the chat or anybody raise their hand, I see somebody has raised their hand. I just wanted to reinforce that this is the City of LA program that goes through, it basically goes on the city's fiscal year calendar, which goes through June of next year, I believe. So something to keep in mind is that the earlier that you apply for the program, the more time that there is for us to provide you with assistance, to provide you with the coaching services. We're encouraging folks to sign up for it sooner rather than later, because then we're going to get into the holidays and people get distracted. We want to make sure that we hit the ground running with the companies that are interested in participating. Nicholas, I see that you raised your hand.
Yes, sir. I saw that some of the qualifications are for small businesses with less than 5 people. Is that just something that gives them more points? Because we do have more than 5 employees.
Yeah, so you can still definitely apply. We would encourage you to apply. The thought is that the support goes for the folks that have 5 employees, almost given priority for the ones that have 5 or fewer employees, is because they may not have the resources or the time or the bandwidth or an individual who is the point person for conducting marketing or outreach. But if you have more than 5 folks, definitely apply all the same. There's not it's not a cutoff by any means. So definitely fill your application no matter how many employees you have. Just keep in mind that there's no cutoff for the number of employees, but the $7.5 million annual business income is one of the qualifiers.
Copy that. Thank you so much.
Any additional questions?
While we wait for any of the additional questions, something that I think is worth mentioning, sometimes a business may approach that may not need all that marketing support. They may not need the coaching, for example, but they do want to have their website refreshed, or they may want to chat with a marketing coach on a one-on-one basis. They may be discussing, how do I set up my social media? They may want to discuss how do I utilize email marketing for my business? So all of these services that are provided is almost like a cafeteria menu. So if you find that, for example, you may have a website that was updated recently and you do not need assistance with your website, that's totally fine, because you may need assistance with something else. You may want to chat with the marketing coach regarding your social media, regarding setting up a newsletter. So feel free to reach out with specific needs that you may have. You do not need to take advantage of all the elements. It can be very much of almost like an a la carte cafeteria menu if you need specific needs in a specific area, not all of the services that are being offered. So we can provide as much assistance or as little assistance or focused assistance as the business owner needs.
Okay, I don't see any other questions. We can give it a couple more minutes as we wrap, but I do want to remind folks too that we open house this Friday. That address again is 19040 Van Owen Street. If you're familiar, library and the police station there, we're right next door, right on the corner of Van Owen and Van Alden. We hope to see as many of you here as possible. And again, we are recording this video. So if you know folks who you think might find this useful, who weren't able to attend, let us know. We can get the link out to them to make sure that they have the resources they need. Okay, I do see a question. Robert is asking, how do we check if our registration has been received? Great
Thanks for
question.
that question. Yes, thanks for that question, Robert. What you can do is you can send an email to that info@ email address. I'll go ahead and share the screen again. Just shoot us an email. Let us know that you had sent in your registration. We'll be happy to reply back saying, hey, you know what, we have it, we have your information. Because there is a bit of a process behind the scenes. For example, the city checks BTRC, active business licenses. So there's a little bit of a lag between folks filling in the form and having notification. But if you just want to triple check that it's gone through, go ahead and shoot us an email to that info@ email address, and we'll reply back to you saying, yeah, you know, we have your application. It's queued up. Stay tuned for additional details.
Carlos, I have a question, and maybe I missed this earlier, but between the time of application, how long should it take for businesses to be notified of whether or not they've been accepted to the program?
Right now, it's taking, I would say it's taking about 3 to 4 weeks for the processing of the application. And it's really more than anything, just verifying that everything is straight. But it should be about between 3 and 4 weeks between somebody submitting the application and hearing back from the city team regarding next steps.
Thank you. Nick, you had another question.
Yes, I was just wondering about the class on Friday. Is that an all-day thing, or is it like an hour for the classes or stuff, or you know, or do we have to be there till 4 o'clock?
No, it's literally open house. So come in anytime between 11 and 4. Let's call it between 11 and 3:30. And it's really more than anything to just go over the application. So it's really just any questions or any assistance that somebody may need filling out the application. If you feel comfortable filling it out online right now on your computer, you can do that. The session on Friday, it's really more than anything to assist anybody that has any thoughts, any questions, they need any assistance filling it in. If English is not their preferred language, we'll have Spanish speakers on board. So the Friday session is just more backup support for somebody that may need assistance filling it out, but it's a drop-in. It may take 5 minutes when they get here, 10 minutes, and they're out the door.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Another question from Adon. Do you go based on the BTRC to be considered for the LA Optimized program?
Yeah, so basically in the form, you'll see that there's a question there for you to put in your current business license. So you can type it in from your permit, and that's the easiest way, because otherwise it delays the process if the city has to go back and try to retrieve it just from your address or just from your business name. So ideally, have your number, have your City of LA business license number, and input it into that application form. But yeah, that is one of the elements that the city will be checking for.
And then a follow-up to that, does the BTRC need to show a date before 2020?
Ideally, it may, if your business has been in operation prior to that March 2020. Ideally, there's some way that can be quantified. I know that sometimes a business necessarily doesn't line up with their BTRC permit issue date. So the suggestion would be, obviously you need to put it in no matter what. That's going to be part of it. But perhaps where you can send us an email if you want to the info once you submit your application, and you can make that reference. We've been around since whatever date. Just making sure that is taken into consideration as well. If indeed there's a difference between their business start date and their and when they started having a City of LA business license.
Any questions?
Well, net, what I'd like to do, I know that we do have a few moments left, but we can give time back to you all. We're trying to generate interest for this program because it's something that the city really wants to support the small business community getting started, making sure that they have a digital presence. For a lot of the small businesses out there, there's just not the bandwidth to do these activities. They take time away from growing your business. We all know that. And so it just provides a lot of resources for the small business to have accessible to them. So we invite participation because a lot of the heavy lifting, a lot of the work will be performed on your behalf by a team of marketing experts. So there's really no downside to applying. So that's what we're encouraging everybody to go ahead and register and see if they qualify for the program.
One more question. Will the city be having a similar program for those that have recently started the business this year?
So for businesses that are startups or that have been active after 2020, the city is putting together a series of marketing materials, reference materials, assets, almost like a do-it-yourself marketing modules that folks can follow. So a lot of the folks that are doing the one-on-one counseling, the one-on-one marketing services are also recording videos, providing those kind of resources. So even if you're a business that has come into being since 2020, the city within the next month, 6 weeks, will have a number of benefits and resources that you can tap into at no cost. And we'll be sharing it with Jill and the council district team so they can share it with their constituents. But there will be assets. There will be resources that you can tap into in the next 4 to 6 weeks to help grow your business, even if you are a startup. And if you are a startup, we would encourage you to look up the nearest business source center to where you're located. There's one here in the South Valley off of, I want to say Victory and Van Nuys. There's one in the North Valley. And these are great resources for that new business, helping you get set up, your legal structure, your hiring, your licensing, your marketing, all kinds of resources. So not only is this program a resource for you to look into, but the business source centers across the city, and especially here in the Valley, if you're based in the San Fernando Valley, huge resource for you. Take advantage of them. There's no cost to using them.
The nearest business source center, if you're in Council District 3, is actually in Reseda, just a few blocks away from our office. It's a great team, and I'm happy to make that connection to anyone who's interested. Any final questions?
Jill, what I can do as soon as we hang up here, I'll share this presentation with you. I'll shoot it over to you, and feel free to distribute it with everybody that registered for the session today.
Absolutely, we'll do that. We'll also be sending out the recording to folks, so if you have any follow-up. Otherwise, we will hope to see you all on Friday. And if you have any questions, feel free to call our office too, so I can give out the address and the phone number for our office one more time. So our address is 19040 Van Owen Street in Reseda. And the phone number 818-774-4330. All right,
Awesome.
we'll call that a day then. Thank you all so much for joining us, and Carlos, thanks for being here with us today and presenting this great opportunity.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining in, and feel free to apply for the program. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.